500 days of cummer. In what will probably be the last chapter, I will describe the rest of my time on my bodily produced hormones, whether I was successful or not in producing viable sperm, and how the time after has been. I think I recorded the last video in December of, let me get you closer. I think I recorded the last video in December of 2023, and after that I felt pretty desperate because while my sperm was okay, it was nowhere near good enough for full fertilization or being full fertility. And so 5 weeks after my the last time I was at the clinic, I decided that I cannot do it anymore. Usually they make you wait for 3 months until you can give your next sample, but I knew that the pain of detransitioning was too much, and the dysphoria was too much, and I felt like I couldn't last another 3 months. And so I asked the clinic whether I could come after 5 weeks, just to try once more, because I just needed to see that there was at least some progress being made. And well, what can I say? I gave them the most beautiful load I have ever seen on myself, and I'm sure the clinic was baffled as well. My sperm count was high, 16 million, 17 million. It was good even for an average male. I was successful. I managed. After 6.5 years in hormones, I stopped for 10 months and did all the necessary precautions, and I'll get into what I did to help myself. Did all of that, and then I produced viable sperm. And they loved the quality so much that they decided to ditch the samples that I gave 5 weeks ago and had me come in 1 week later. And so now I have 6 frozen, highly viable vials in a freezer. So I did it. It worked. The whole process was so terrible and so exhausting and so sacrificial that I'm not sure I'm gonna actually have children, because oh my god, if kids in any way is hard enough, is as hard as detransitioning, I don't think I'm ready for kids. But of course I only need to detransition once and not twice, and the stress of raising kids is probably a whole different boatload. But yeah, it worked. Let me get into what I think is something very important to remember, and that is and what can help you, and I want to also address a point that is very specific for trans girls, and that's loose fitting underwear. There is a reason why they're outside of your body, and that's because they don't like the warm body temperature. And so by pressing them against the body with tight underwear or even with a tuck, you kill the sperm, or disable the sperm, make it non-functional basically. And so what I did was 10 months of white underwear. I had a specifically bought baggy jeans that I would wear all the time, and only short underwear and very tight underwear in short bursts, at the gym, for example, where I took it off after 2 hours. Yeah, that really helped. I also barely smoked and had weeks and months where I didn't smoke, and I also do not drink. So basically, being mostly sober is really going to help you. Because sperm cells take 3 months to mature. Things that you do now might have an effect on your result in 3 months. So I guess you really have to like focus on longevity, or on not on longevity. You have to think very far ahead when you do something like this. Like a slip night here can cost you quite something in the future. And what else? Oh yeah, I took some fertilizing supplements, fertility aiding supplements, I would say. They were called MascuPro. I think they helped. I am in no way affiliated with them. MascuPro. It's just what I bought. And loose underwear and a regular releasing practice really helps. I also did have a partner during that time, which was a huge relief because he made sure I felt appreciated and loved and desired and taken care of. So I'm very grateful to him. To you, in case you're seeing this. Yeah. I have been back on hormones since January, 28th of January 2024. And basically the beginning was quite rough because I could see where how far I had detransitioned. I was very sure I'd need FFS. I had detransitioned into needing FFS and was very unhappy with my body. I had a lot of muscle built like around my torso. My torso got much wider. My breast shrank 2 cup sizes. Now, a year later, I can say that most of the changes have softened. I'm not back to where I was. My hair is still a bit thinner. I have a cute haircut now, though. Shout out once again. I have a cute haircut, and my breasts have returned to their original size, thank God. And also I feel like my body is slowly reshaping, but a friend of mine told me that it takes twice as long to transition back after detransitioning. Let's see. I do feel, and I mean, I had a full-on detransition, like more body hair, more facial hair, my hands look different, more vascularity in my arms, basically everything. But most of these changes I feel like have reverted and I can like look at my body in peace again. And this is what's important to me. I see myself in the mirror again and I'm happy with the image that I see. This video is so much shorter than the other ones because I want to move on with my life. But for all the trans girls that were curious, yes, it works. It works for me, even after 6.5 years on hormones. What was it, 5.5 years, 6.5 years? 7 years. It was 7 years. Trans women, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try to get back to you. Other than that, welcome with me the end of summer and celebrate harvest season with me. And winter is also over where I live. Time for spring.